Hi everyone. Hey beautiful. Hey beautiful. Welcome back to Melting the Ice, a place where we melt away our insecurities, yes, our limitations, our fears, the things that are holding us back, and then we step forward and we emerge as the best versions of ourselves, happier, healthier, richer, smarter, sexier, everything. Welcome to Melting the Ice. I'm so happy to have you here today. If it's your first time here today, comment down below. New here with exclamation mark so I know that you are new here. So the best self-development hack, what is this? Some time ago, days ago, I made a 30-second video on part one of this where I discussed a few things, and I'd love to go a little bit deeper today. Um, let's get right into it. What is the best self-development hack ever? Like, what is the one thing you can do that can literally hack your life and change everything? For me, I'll always say is to be kind to yourself. People always say that be kind to yourself or be kind to yourself. And I feel like it has become this massive cliche thing. We're always saying be kind to yourself. But the thing is that it's actually not cliche. It's actually so real. Because when you're kind, excuse me, is when I decide to record, my throat always does this stuff. Um, yes, people always tell you be kind to yourself. But then it's just that we just assume it's like a massive cliche thing. It's not. Because when you're kind to yourself, when you're actually kind to yourself, you don't understand how much you're moving faster. We think that shaming ourselves, being mean to ourselves, being rude to ourselves is going to move us forward faster. Because if we shame ourselves, if we're mean to ourselves in this present moment, we're not going to make the mistake again. Because oftentimes, maybe as children, we were scolded when we made a mistake, when we were treated, you know, we weren't necessarily always respected when we made a mistake. And then we feel like with ourselves, we have to reenact those patterns. We have to be mean to ourselves to make sure that we get it because we have to give ourselves the treatment we deserve. We have to, oh, you ate a donut. Like, we say to yourself, you pig. Things like that that we say to ourselves that we think are totally normal because you're acting this way and you need to hear this so you don't do it again. That is such a lie because if you want to move faster, you're going to have to let all of those things go. How fast do you want to move in your life? Super fast, decently fast, or super fast? If you want to move super fast, you're honestly going to have to let go of all forms of self shaming. I mean, all forms of self shaming. I mean, all the forms of self shaming. You're going to have to begin to let those go. I know it won't be easy, but just take a piece of paper, and ask yourself, what is my default style of shaming myself? How do I shame myself? Is it like something simple like when people tell you, "Oh, you look nice today," and you're like, "Oh no, thanks, I didn't put on my dangling earrings. Oh no, I didn't do this. My hair isn't done." You find a way to deflect the compliment. That is a form of putting yourself down. And if you want to move super fast in life, you're gonna have to let go of all of those things, and you can show up in very like the mask in different ways. That's why my advice for you today is write down the areas of your life. So the ways in which you feel you shame yourself. You know what they are. What are the areas of your life? Is it your diet? Is it your education? Is it your business? Is it your YouTube? Is it whatever it is? Find out the areas where you shame yourself. I want you to just pick one for today. Just one because just one. Easy assignment, right? And then write down how do you shame yourself in that area of your life. Because now that you're aware of it, awareness is the key to unlock your greatness. Awareness is the key to unlock your greatness. Put it on the shirt, you put it on the shirt, y'all. Awareness is the key to unlock your greatness. Because how will you unlock your greatness if you're not aware of the things that you're doing? Now, I'm not saying sit down here and uncover every single thing that happened to you, all your traumas, and open the kind of worms. No, that's not what I'm saying. That is unnecessary digging that will not help you, but that will actually keep you stuck. And we might talk about that in the future, but let's just keep going. Awareness here is not digging into every single pain you've ever felt in your life. It's just awareness of, I shame myself in this area. I shame myself in this area. That's why we're picking just one because that one is all you need to start with. That way, when you're in that moment and you want to tell yourself, oh, I look fat in this dress, you can actually stop and say, I'm so grateful that I get to stand here, that I get to be alive, that I get to have a platform where I can share my voice and do some water for my very cute. Did you all miss this my cute mouth in the ice cup? Focusing on the fact that I'm here right now in this dress. I get to be on here, focusing on the joy you have in this moment. I'm healthy. I have two eyes. I have two ears. I have a gorgeous smile. Focusing on those things. Because every time you shame yourself, I genuinely believe that you take 10,000 steps backward. I used to say 1,000 steps, and I believe it's 10,000 steps backwards. So I hope you're convinced to no longer do this because this will be the best self development hack ever. Today I was looking at some pictures of myself when I was, no, it wasn't today. I think it was yesterday when I was like younger, not that long ago, maybe 5, 6 years ago. And I was just realizing that that version of myself, I picked myself apart in different ways. I'll pick things about my body that I felt were not good enough, were not, I had to fix this, I had to lose weight. And when I look at myself and I'm like, you had to lose weight, you look gorgeous. There's nothing wrong with with desiring to be fitter, to lose some weight. But then again, everything in life is about the intention. And if you're doing it in a way that you're still putting yourself down, you want to lose 10 pounds or however much you want to lose, and you are shaming yourself along the path of that journey. You're saying, oh no, you are fat in this stretch. You're not going to do this. You're not going to do that. And you're restricting yourself instead of using this as an experience to actually connect to yourself, to connect to God, to love yourself deeper, making it an experience to actually ground you to what really matters to you, your joy and your purpose and your creator, if you feel like that's what you need. But instead, you're using it to disconnect yourself. You're using it to be a tool to make you even more miserable. That is what I wanted to let go of completely. Because I was looking at those pictures and I was like, in those seasons of my life, I always found something to pick myself about. It could have been anything. But I always found something to pick myself apart for. I found something. And as I was looking at those pictures, I really mourned for those versions of myself because I thought they were perfect. I thought those versions of human were absolutely breathtakingly beautiful. But I couldn't accept the whole of me in those moments. I could not. I could not. And I was just sad, profoundly sad that, wow, if only I could go back and I could tell this human, you are perfect right now. It doesn't matter your weight. It doesn't matter. You are perfect right now. So accepting yourself in this current moment is honestly the best thing you can do. I want you to accept yourself in this current moment. The best self-development hacks is to stop shaming yourself. Number two, accepting yourself in the current moment. Accepting yourself in the current moment. Accepting yourself in the current moment. So when you look at yourself in the mirror and you're thinking, I have a belly. I just had whatever I just had. My belly is coming out. Just say, I just love this belly. I just love this belly. I just love this arms. Whatever it is, just begin to love it. And I can guarantee you, the more you love it, the more you begin to have a better quality of life, the more you move forward faster. Because when you love yourself, most likely you're gonna take better decisions for yourself. Because now you're doing it from a place of love and not one of shame, a place of understanding and not one of trying to fix. You're understanding yourself, and now from that place of loving this belly of yours, you're thinking, maybe one donut is okay. Maybe no donut. Maybe just have some pineapple, right? Because I love myself so much and I want to feel great tomorrow. That is the energy. The energy is not, oh, you little pig, how dare you eat 5 donuts? That is not the energy. That energy will drain you. That energy will drain energy out of your life and actually make you so miserable. And then you won't be able to even put energy into things that you might want to do, your business, your education, because you will constantly feel drained. If that's you right now, I honestly want to invite you into something that I call God override. Because I always feel like human beings are so ashamed of our mistakes. We're so ashamed of our wounds. We're so ashamed of our ouchies. We hide our wounds from each other because we feel like those wounds make us inferior. We feel like we're the only ones who are struggling. We're the only ones who have issues. We're the only ones who have pain. And when you have certain things that you want to hide, you feel like you're the only one in the world. I want to tell you that you're not that special, my sister. You are special. But what I mean is that you are not the only one to be struggling in an area of your life. You're not the only one to have things that you're still trying to let go of. Okay, people who are moving forward in life who are much more happier than you are is because they know how to handle it. How do they handle it? They don't shame themselves over it. They don't they don't wish things were different. They don't shame themselves, but they accept and own the current moment. In God override, we come to God and say, God, override us. What does that mean? It means return us to who we were before all of this programming. When a computer malfunctions and admin will take the computer, fix it, return it to where it was always when it was to its glory, I would say to its glory before, like when it was perfectly brand new, right? Without the viruses, without all the mess, without just perfectly brand new, right? So that is how God override works. You open your heart. I invite you to open your heart, to surrender your pain, your whatever it is you're holding on, to surrender your limiting beliefs, and then we invite God to completely override us, to return us our crown moment. Now we can take action from that place, not from the place of shaming ourselves, not from the place of we're not enough, not from the place of we will never be enough, not from the place of limiting beliefs, but taking actions as the crowned human, taking actions as the crowned Joanna, taking actions as the crowned Helen. Whatever your name may be, taking actions from that place of being crowned, of being in your power. That is what God Override is all about. And it was my first life course, and it was terrifying for me. It was terrifying for me because I felt like, oh my God, I'm gonna do this course. People are going to be able to join me live, and it was an amazing experience for me. But I was so scared that I had to do God override on myself so I could move forward, so I could actually show up for this course. And I've learned a lot from this experience, and I'll be pouring everything I've learned from this experience into another course that I would really that I would share hopefully all the information about next week. But yeah, that this course is just something that will be able to help you stay current. Something that'll be able, I'm giving you so many hints. Something that'll be able to help you stay current. You know, when you have a goal, I don't know, I just can't stop talking about this. When you have a goal and you decide you're going to do this thing, and then you start doing it, and then things change, and then most of us we can't catch up. We're like, oh my gosh, I got used to things being this way. Why did it change? You have to be constantly adapting. The only thing constant in this life is change. So if you want to thrive in life, constantly be the person who is flexible like water, who can fit into any mold. When life gives you a triangle, you become a triangle in that season, and you enjoy that being that triangle. You have fun being that triangle. When the mold changes to circle, you become the circle. You accelerate your presence. You mean you're present in being the circle. You're not thinking, "How I wish I was a triangle. I love being a triangle way more." You're like, "Now I'm a circle, and I'm going to enjoy the cyclical nature of my life. I'm going to enjoy the whole thing." And then you're going to become a square without resisting and maximizing every season by retrieving all the gold, the nuggets, all the lessons from that without having to come out of that season, right? When you feel like when we're doing, for example, for me, when I was launching God Override, I feel like I'll step in on my YouTube and I'll talk about God Override every single day, and then I'll step out because I was so anxious. The energy, I could not stay in that energy. So I feel like I didn't fully extract everything from that experience because I only spoke about it mostly on YouTube, and I could have spoken about it a lot more. But then I had my fears, I had my restrictions, right? This course is coming out. If you feel like you have restrictions, you can't you can't exist in your highest vibration for a long time. My neighbors, you will step into the place God called you to be. Like let's say you take God override right now, right? And then you've been hijacked by your fear, by your limiting beliefs, and then you take God override to help override that fear. Because now, the the fear is driving your life. The limiting beliefs are driving your life. When you take God override, it says nope, step out respectfully, step out, and then God is the one that's driving your life, right? And then you return, you not get driven by God to the place where you were already crowned without you even consciously being aware of it. I completely shift you into that place with your permission, of course. When you're in that place though, sometimes those fears might want to hijack the steering wheel back again because you've practiced that for so long, right? So you have to, that's why the course is available, God Override, for a lifetime. Whenever you feel like you want to go back to it, you can always just decide to go back to it and take whatever you want to take from it. Go take a meditation from it, take a prayer from it, and then just continue with your life and and make decisions from that place. But imagine if those things hijacking you was never a problem because you were no longer afraid of them hijacking you because now you knew how to stay present. You knew how to accelerate the presence in every moment. You knew how to ground yourself in every moment. You knew how to become the person this season was requiring you to be, right? And I feel like that I have a bunch of other courses that I would love to create. I mean, my I have a lot of things on backlog. I'm talking like 8 courses that I want to share with the world that I believe would honestly make the world a better place. But then this course came to me, and I always believe that my courses never come to me like, I'm going to make this course. It just dropped in my heart. And I'm like, this is it. This is the next course. And I feel like this is the course that will open me up to everything I want to create in my life because it's something that I have struggled with. Sustain the vibration of something, to staying and actually maximizing the full season and not stepping back and coming back in, stepping out and coming back in. Imagine if you could just stay the entire time, stay with your crown glued to your head the entire time. Imagine the blessings that will come out of that. Imagine the gold, the blessings, the growth that will come out of that. Imagine how fast you would move. People talk about collapsing time, quantum moves, right? Collapsing time, moving fast. I think the more you can stay in something, the faster you can move out of it. Oftentimes, the reason why we keep repeating the same mistakes is because we are avoiding certain lessons. We're avoiding certain things because we feel like we can't handle it. And if that place, you feel like the fear has hijacked you from doing something, you really want to be in God override because we're honestly going to be able to completely move you to a place where you are crowned and you can just take off from that place. But if you honestly want to be able to no longer have that fear of what if this thing takes over again, you can definitely be in this new course that I'm creating very soon just for you. I think I'd love for it to be a live offer. Let me know what you guys think, though. Let me know what you guys think. I have a lot of fears I have to talk about here on YouTube because I feel like I'm the person who shares from the position of where she is, and this whole channel has been a growing and healing journey for me. I feel like I'm called to share things I believe will help others, and there are many things I want to share. And for the past 2 days, actually, and you're like, how is this relevant, Juma? It is. For the past few days, for example, I haven't been showing up on camera, and I said today's, I think it was 3 days in a row. Today would have been the fourth day, but thank God, here I am. And I was like, it's so easy to get into bad habits. It's so easy to begin to shame yourself. It's so easy to step into those things because you just do it once, but you're thinking just for today. Before you know it, that thing has hijacked your life and it's not driving your life. And now you're trying to fight, like, give me my life back. You're doing it in all the wrong ways. You're trying to fight, you're trying to poke, you're trying to do different things, you're trying to move faster, you're trying to increase the speed. And none of those things are going to work. In those moments, you need a complete God override. You need to do a full surrender. I mean, surrendering at the atomic level. I mean, surrendering all the way down to yourself, surrendering how you think it should look like, surrendering what you think it should be, surrendering all of those things to God. And I am not your God. I'm not that. I don't claim to be. Um, I'm a child of God, and I'm so grateful that I am. And whatever it is I create is not meant to take you away from your religion. Instead, I feel like it's meant to be a substitute. Sorry, it's not a substitute. It's meant to be something that complements. It's meant to be something that complements your religion, right? Everything I create is not meant to be a substitute for your religion. It's meant to be a complementary support, love, help, assistance for whatever you choose to do in your religion, right? My courses are open to anybody of any beliefs. I feel like it could help you. If you have a heart and you're ready for transformation, anything that I've created can possibly help you. If you're not sure where to start and you're just like, yo, man, I like your energy, thanks. I would love to talk to you. Then you can book a one-to-one session, and I have a couple of reviews there of what people have said about my one-to-one sessions. And if you feel like you're just so lost and you're like, I need clarity right now. I know where I'm going. I know everything, but I want to be held. I want the person to see me, a person who wouldn't, almost like patronize me, but a person who hold me accountable to the vision I have for my life. A person who hold me accountable to even a greater vision I have for my life that I can't even imagine yet, without necessarily abusing me, without trying to downgrade me, but instead holding me in that fire so I can actually expand, so I can become more activated, I can become more myself. That is why I have the sessions there, because I feel like sometimes we know what we want, but we're too afraid to open our eyes to it. And all I do is I hold your hand, we walk together. In fact, we don't have to hold hands. We walk together, and I just guide you in this journey. Before you know it, I tap you. I'm like, sis, open your eyes, and you're looking at what you're always afraid to look at. And now you're seeing it from a different perspective, because perspective will completely change your reality. Now you're looking at it, now you're seeing it from a whole different perspective. That will shift the way you see yourself, the way you see that thing, and that would really create massive change in your life. So I really invite you into my offers because I want to talk to you, I want to grow with you, and I have a lot to share. And I keep saying I have a lot to share, but I'm just happy that I'm back. I'm back, and I'm here to stay. I'm back on camera. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope it touched you in any ways. I hope it melted away some things you felt you were holding on to. It got really hot in this room right now. Whew. I hope you were able to let go of some things you thought you were holding on to. And if you felt like it did that for you in any way, my sister, my brother, hi, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Because there's somebody out there who needs to see a girl out here with 46 subscribers on YouTube going live every single day. Not because it's always fun for her, but because she wants to make the world a better place. And not only that, she wants to become the best version of herself and she wants to be obedient to her purpose. And seeing another person doing it with literally with no accolade, with no bling bling, with none of that stuff yet, it can be very eye opening for others. It can be very inspirational for others. And seeing that, look at her, she's doing all these things, she's creating those purposes, she's creating those courses. And I'll tell you right now, I feel like it might look like this year when my business was started, I began going live every single day on YouTube. I created, what is that? I have 3 courses now, and I only started like the end of April. That can seem like a lot of things to have created, but I feel like for me, that is so slow because I know I have so much potential, but I'm holding myself back because I'm not able to stay present fully in what I'm doing because I'm still like, oh, I still have this year, which is why I'm creating this next course, this next offer. If you feel like you want this course like yesterday, you want us to enter that container, that space together and completely shred those things that are stopping us from being fully present to accelerate our presence, comment down below, I'm present, or just hashtag present. So I know that you're ready for this course. I know that people are really ready. So maybe I can put you on a waiting list for this course because it needs to come out. I feel like it's time for me to stop limiting my potential. Can you relate to that? It's time for me to stop limiting my potential because I'm doing that in many ways of my life. I'm holding myself back. I'm holding back on my potential, and I have so much of it to give, but because I'm not able to, ground myself fully in God's view full time in every season, I feel like I'm holding back. But I'm not seeing the results. I'm not having the results I could have had. God knows what they are. But how will I know if I'm not fully doing what I'm supposed to be doing and how I'm supposed to be doing it? Because I know that if I was fully into it, the things I'm not talking about views or subscribers because those things are not in my control. I'm talking about my own work, the things that I've loved to create, the things that I've loved to do, and how I'm holding back on those things. And yes, I can't wait for us to just completely explode before this year ends. I want us to be able to really step out of that, to really begin to accelerate presence. I want to become the person who is known as the accelerating presence queen. This for now. I hope that this helped you in any way, shape, or form. If it did, like I said, remember to like, comment, and share because someone out there needs this. Remember, remember, the best self-development hack is to honestly no longer shame yourself. Because even me now, knowing that I'm not doing, I'm not existing at my full potential. I'm not showing up at that level. No shame, no shame. Instead, present. Number one, no shame. Regardless, no shame. Number two, full presence. What is this current moment expecting from me? And number three, to the extent I give you, maybe like pre-one, is where do I shame myself right now? Where do I shame myself? And because what? Awareness leads to greatness. Awareness unlocks your greatness. I said that, put it on the shirt. Awareness will unlock your greatness. So do not be afraid to look at your fear in the face. Not be afraid to look at it in the face because when you look at it in the face, you realize that the thing you thought was a massive elephant is just a mouse that is using using shadows to trick you into thinking it's this massive thing. It's just a mouse. A mouse that is trying to scare you. But you don't have to feel that fear. You don't have to believe it. You just have to keep being kind to yourself and keep being present. So I hope this helped you in any way. I've said that before because I really hope it helps you. That's why I'm here. So I'll see you tomorrow.